Hey everyone, just popping in real quick just to check in, make sure everyone knows I'm still alive. Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough and stressful like last week or however long it's been since my last upload. And you know what? Like there's enough kind of negativity going around. So rather than just creating a sad or worrisome video, don't worry, I'll be all right. Yeah, just some time. I'm still gonna be trying to upload. It's making stuff where I'm just directly talking. It's not that easy right now. But I figured with this video, I would take part in something that my friend Nick, how do you, if you're watching this, I don't remember how you actually say your name. I just always call you Nick.
I'm Nicola Fodi.
He started a hashtag thing called Inspired By, where basically rather than tearing people down, he wanted to create one where you kind of bring people up. You explain like people that inspire you. So I thought I would do that. So for this one, I'll probably just do like 3 people that I'm inspired by. And honestly, I feel bad because growing up, like I've been inspired by a lot of people, but I'm getting a lot of texts all of a sudden. So the first person I am inspired by, and I've talked about this on multiple accounts, DeStorm Power. For those of you guys who don't know, like I met DeStorm years ago, and coming up in college and high school and stuff like that, like DeStorm has helped me through a lot of hard times. And why is my phone going? Anyway, yeah, I'm inspired by DeStorm because he's so unapologetically himself, and that's come in handy a lot. And he's taught me a lot of stuff that helped me get through a lot of like really stressful and confusing times for me. One example of this is back in high school. I actually witnessed late at night, like I heard my neighbors screaming. I would look out my window, and I'm a kid at this point, and I see like the doors open, stuff's flying out their door, and I see a woman come trying to run out my neighbor's door, and then the guy comes out, and he like snatches her and like grips her around the neck, starts choking her, drags her back into the apartment. And so like I called the police, and I was scared, all this stuff. And so he was arrested, all this stuff, like entire court case was happening. I got subpoenaed to come and testify against him. Basically what happens in cases like that is you'll usually get called, and it's kind of hit or miss whether or not they'll actually call you that day. But until they actually call you in the court case or something happens with the court case, you basically have to keep coming in. And so after like the 4th or 5th time of me coming in and not actually being called to testify, the attorney, I believe it was the attorney, the attorney was like, hey, I understand that it's finals time for you guys, so if you need to reschedule when they call you in, just let me know and I'm sure it'll be okay. And so I was like, thank you. And it turns out that the next time that you're going to call me in, it actually was on a final. So I called the attorney. I'm like, hey, would it be okay if I reschedule this? He's like, yeah, it's fine. Like, and he set up a new date. And the thing is, when I got subpoenaed, I was subpoenaed by an officer. And the guy was very nice. Like, he was a really cool dude. And I was like, all right, yeah, like, I like this guy. You can take him like a barbecue or something like that. But then when I rescheduled with the attorney, all of a sudden in civilian clothing, just one day while I'm at home, the police officer shows up at my house and he starts berating me. He starts attacking me. He just starts saying like, you're just a kid, you have no life experience. I don't know, like, I guess you don't know what a subpoena means, but it means that you have to show up and like all this stuff. Like, he's talking to me as if I don't know what this stuff is. And he's just belittling me. And he's literally there just because he's angry at me and he's yelling at me. Like, there was no reason for him to be there. And I was just confused because I'm like, yo, this guy was like super cool and friendly the first time, and now he's at my house like attacking me. It's like I'm like a 15, 16-year-old kid, and it's like I have no idea what's going on. And like, what do you even say to that? And like, and like, slight like adult warning. It was funny because I was confused. I was hurt, and because it's like, yeah, like what do you do when an officer shows up at your door and just starts verbally attacking you like that? And I tell DeStorm about this, and DeStorm just goes, I would have told him to eat a dick. Like, I started dying. And it was funny because like it had been eating me up, and like I just started dying when DeStorm tells me that. And he was dead serious. I would have told him to eat a dick. I don't care if he's a cop or anyone. Like, I would have told him to eat a big old dick. Like, for one, that immediately lifted my spirits. But then that's when he got to like the whole philosophical side. It's something that I take with me to this day. Which honestly, now I'm remembering this story, it's something that factors into what's been going with me lately. But what he said to me was, don't ever let another human being bring you down. Because we are all humans. There's no human that is better than another. And there's enough stuff in this world that's outside of our control that will bring us down. Don't ever give another human the power to bring you down, because they are no better and no worse than you are. And that meant a lot to me because people want to buy into the thought that, all right, just because this person has a lot of money, has a lot of status, they're an authority figure, stuff like that, that they get a pass for treating you however they want. And you feel like you have to just swallow that. And you don't. You absolutely do not. And that was an empowering thing for me, because just because I was a kid doesn't mean it was okay for an adult to show up at my house and just verbally assault me when I was trying to do the right thing to begin with. Like, I wasn't trying to not testify. I was showing up every single day. I rescheduled that way I could make it to testify. And the officer came and he berated me. It's like this is why people won't want to come forward on stuff. And it's like, and also you are an authoritarian figure. You should be the bigger man in this, as opposed to being someone who comes and attacks a little kid because you're having the emotional fallout. No, you do not have the power to come and hurt me like that. And you will not bring my day down, because the time I spend feeling sad about the way you treated me, about feeling as if I did something wrong, it's time that I'm not doing right for the world around me or for myself. And you do not have that power. And like, that's only one example. DeStorm has come through for me a lot. You just look at how fired up I am right now. Like, I've been struggling to make a video, but then just think about what he said inspired me. It's you can feel how pumped I am. So I am inspired by DeStorm power. And brother, if you are watching this for whatever reason, thank you. Got me so fired up I had to adjust for better lighting. And the second person I'm inspired by is Adondethorne, aka Swoozy06. He is one of the most genuine people that I've ever met. And also, like, honestly, one of the most humble people too. Like, I don't know if he wants me to share any of these stories, but like, I told him last time I saw him, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but no matter what, I sing and I will continue to sing your praise. And I feel like the perfect example is directly just how we first met. This is back when I had probably like 1,000 subscribers, so a long time ago. He was probably like 100,000 subscribers, something around there, maybe a little bit less. But he was big, like, because at the time especially, that was still big. Like, I liked watching his stuff. And one day I was like scrolling through and I saw that years ago he had did a fight scene. And I was like, hey, well, that's my specialty. Why not? Well, let's just take a shot in the dark. And so I sent him a message like on YouTube. I was like, hey, Swoozy, I see that you did a fight scene a long time ago, and that's kind of what I'm doing here on YouTube, and I really enjoy doing this. Like, would you actually be down, like, want to shoot sometime? And like, surprisingly, he was like, yeah, I'm down. Like, are you in, like, where are you? And I'm like, LA. He's like, oh, cool. I'm in and out of there. So I'll hit you up like next time I'm there. I'm like, okay, cool. And then we don't talk after that for a few months. All of a sudden, one day out of the blue, I get a text from him, and he's like, hey, I'm be in LA next week. Let's shoot. I was like, oh crap, okay. And so I rushed and I put a fight scene together, and it's the TMNT fight that's on his and my channel, like the alleyway one against all the ninjas. And I remember I was stressing out like crazy and all this stuff. But he showed up. That day was the very first time we ever met, and we shot. And yeah, he was just like, he was down for the haul. Like, he was upbeat the entire time. I was a nervous wreck because I couldn't get my mind together like throughout that entire shoot. But then afterwards, when we're all trying to figure out like where to go for dinner, we ended up going to this one restaurant. And when we get there, we realized like this place is really expensive, and like all of us were pretty poor. So as we're eating dinner, I'm transferring the footage over to Swoozy, and like right when it's done, he's like, hey guys, sorry, I gotta leave though. Like, but it was been great meeting everyone. It's great shooting with everyone. And he gets up and he walks out the restaurant, and we just watch him leave. Like he just walks straight out, and we're like, yo, did Swoozy just skip on the check? Like, he was such a cool guy, and he just ran on the checks. Like, we're sitting there, we're like, this was a lot of money. All right. So like finally, like we summon like for the check, and like and when the guy comes up, I'm like, all right, can we get the check for the meal? And the guy's just like, oh, there's no check. Or like, wait, what? Or he's like, yeah, check's already been covered. And we're like, we all just sit there in silence for a bit. We're like, did anybody see him get up? And like, everyone's like, no, like literally we all walked in together. We all sat down together. And then the next time he got up was when he was leaving. Like, none of us left the table throughout all of that. And then like, I'm just like all of us were just like, what just happened? And so like, I send Swoozy a text. I'm like, how did you pay for the meal? Like, we all watched you the entire time. And the only text back, this is how smooth he is, how humble he is. The only text back he sends is, you're not the only ninja. Like, I've never heard Swoozy even mention it. Okay, one second. Sorry about that, but yeah, Adonde, smooth as butter, super nice guy, never, and like, yeah. And you guys have seen this stuff where he's like at VidCon for like over 12 hours outside of VidCon, just making sure he meets and greets every single fan. He doesn't skim people over. He gives everyone the time. He's very appreciative. So like that's something I want to make sure to keep and take with me, is having that true, genuine appreciation and love for people in general. So yeah. So I'm inspired by Adonde's humility, openness, and yeah, good nature in general. So there's a lot more on my list, but Tipsy, stop. Tipsy. Hey, no, you're not cutting up right now. Come here. Up here trying to bark. So, no, stop it. No. No. Tipsy, stop. No. No. So, Tipsy, I'm trying to say the last one. Tipsy, stop it. Tipsy, I need to say who I'm inspired by. Number 3. I just gotta do one more. Can I do one more? Tipsy. That's it. You're getting the baby treatment. You won't bark if you're like a baby. Nope. Stop it. You're getting the baby treatment for the rest of this video. All right. Now, as I was saying, number 3. Let me say number 3. No. So the third. Oh, Tipsy. That's it. You're being held up in the air. All right. So the last group in this case that inspired me is the EMC monkey. So, oh my God. So the last group that I'm inspired by are the EMC monkeys. And honestly, it's because I owe so much of everything about me to them. Because, Tipsy, I have to say EMC, Malai, Robbie, Zen, Tony, like straight up, you guys, like, I owe so much of where I am now because of all of them. And all the videos, all the fights and stuff that you've seen, like, I can't take credit for that because they're all collaborations. They're all just me hanging out with friends and be able to create amazing things with my friends. So thank you, EMC. Growing up, they taught me not only the skills to the craft, but their mindset and their viewpoint where it wasn't about money. It was about the craft. And because of that, it left me with a lot of humility and a different viewpoint on money, where to me, money isn't just something to try to obtain. Like, I don't care how much money I have. Money to me is used to show my friends who help me the respect they deserve. It's supporting your artistic friends. It's saying, you know what? I appreciate you willing to help me right here. So I want to get to the point where I can put enough food on your table to where you don't have to worry about money for a month. Because I respect you, I respect your craft. I'm not trying to undersell you. I want to pay you as much as I can. Ultimately, like they took this craft and they weaved it into me where it's not even a job. It's a Friday night, like it's fun. It's something that we do as a family. They inspire me to, even in my work, remain unmaterialistic. But at the same time, really appreciate the people that are around you and that are trying to help you out. Because a man that's more concerned with filling his own pockets than filling the stomachs of his friends, that's not someone I respect. And I respect EMC. So thank you guys for checking out this video. I'm behind like 10 or 11 videos, but it's okay. It's okay. Have a happy Thursday. Watch my tour. I'll be playing Dungeons & Dragons tonight if anybody wants to watch that. So, yeah.